The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt Next Gen mods. Best top 30 mods in the game. What we're gonna cover here are utility mods, combat mods, graphic mods, and so on. Mods that I'm gonna be using on my, I think it's 7th or 8th run right now. I'm not even sure anymore. All in all, I finished this game a lot of times, and this is gonna be the first time I'll be playing on next-gen graphics. These are the mods that I'll be using. To me personally, those would be the most essential mods. I play on the hardest difficulty always, and I like to up the difficulty even more if I can, but I have also mods that are gonna save me time for every next run, and the game becomes less of a chore, far less annoying, and more immersive. So let's see the mods I'll be using on my run. Let's go. The first one is the most important one that saves you time and money, and time is money, and that would be no inventory weight limit. Or better to say, you can carry everything with you without being encumbered. It really, especially if you had multiple runs like I did, even if you're new to the game, it will save you time. It's a video game, encumbrance is the most annoying thing in a video games ever. If it doesn't impact stats, like it doesn't impact stats in Witcher, then play without encumbrance and do yourself a favor. This is how you save time. Number one most important mod. The second one in line is fast travel from anywhere on the map. Yeah, you should not play this game ever on your first run with fast travel. You should go everywhere with a horse, and you should experience every part of the world map on your horse. But in my case, I'll use this mod because I got 7-8 runs, and this is a time saver. The next mod would be stack your items. It goes very well with encumbrance mod. Basically, your inventory looks cleaner because now it stacks items to 999. Extremely important. Inventory will look tidy, okay? And when it's tidy, you feel better. And when you feel better, you play better. Less headaches when you look at the inventory. The next one would be next-gen auto loot. Now that we got mods for unlimited carrying capacity, no encumbrance, and when we got mods for a tidier, cleaner inventory, now we apply auto loot and just play the game and breeze through it. Those three combined make a perfect mod that saves easily 20 to 30 hours per run. That's a lot. The next one in line would be more money for traders. How stupid it is when you play the game and the trader has only 300 coins on him. This time they're gonna have coin. You wanna run from one trader to the next one, the third one to the fourth one, just so you can sell 4-5 pieces of armor or 4 or 5 swords. This time you sell on one spot and you move on. Again, time saving mod, extremely important. The next one would be automatically win Gwent matches. I played dual Gwent encounters on my first run and I never played Gwent again. I did it because I usually do everything on 100% when it's my blind run, but now on 7th, 8th run, playing Gwent would feel like a suicide. And not all of us like playing cards, okay? And there are even new players that hate cards. So this one, if you hate cards, or if it's your 3rd, 4th, 5th and onwards run, you should skip Gwent, okay? Again, this is one of the many mods that I gave that also saves players time. The next one in line would be Friendly Hut, next-gen Friendly Hut. For the players that are used to Assassin's Creed, you know, that type of games, Red Dead Redemption and so on, this one will kinda turn Witcher into that. Everything will be on your screen, where you need to go, where's the end, where's the quest, where's the objective. Basically, it's a hand-holding mod, but still it's worth mentioning it since it does its job for the new players and for those that don't wanna think. I'm not saying how I'm gonna use this one, I'm just saying how it's used for a lot of people. The next one in line would be no artificial player light. You know that illuminescence, the mini light that goes around Geralt in pure darkness, like he's a freaking torch. This time, when you're in the dark, it's gonna be dark, like it's an actual dark. It brings immersion up. It looks more realistic like this, and that's why this one is good. The next one would be increased finisher chance for the next gen. Do I need to explain why? This doesn't make the game easier, okay, because basically it won't work on 90% of stronger monsters, but it will work on pesky humans. And since Geralt is actually a superhuman mutant that can literally slaughter 30 humans without a single potion, please buy the book. Imagine what he can do with potions. So finishers are interesting, they're gory, bloody, they make the game more immersive, and you actually feel like you're playing a Witcher. The next mod in line would be enemies scaling with your level, or better to say, enemies scaling over whole. If you play on the hardest difficulty and you really want challenge, I gave you mods to save time, precious time, and now I'm giving you a mod to raise the game's difficulty. So both saving time and challenge with all of these mods combined. This one is essential if you want to challenge. The next one would be better minimap. What it does is what it says it does. It's a better minimap. Minimap looks better, bigger, cleaner. Again, it saves time. The next one would be fair fist fight. Again, you're a Witcher. You're way much stronger than regular Joe in this game, than any other human. When you punch them, you're not supposed to feel like a weakling. You're supposed to feel like a Witcher and like a superhuman. So when you punch a human, they should feel it. This mod allows this. No consumable autofill is the next one. Very simple, you know, when you get potions, you wanna heal and then you end up eating a chicken. That shit won't happen anymore with this mod. You're gonna eat what you placed. You're gonna drink what you placed in your inventory. Not random crap. No inventory access during combat. Next gen. Mod says it all. When you're in a combat, you escape, then you check your inventory, you chill out, okay, have a rest, and then you come back with 1 million buffs applied. This mod will stop that, and it's gonna make the game a bit more fair and a bit more difficult, as it should be. And the last one that I'll recommend would be disable fall damage. You are a superhuman mutant, most famous legendary Witcher, Geralt of Rivia, that can fall from 1 meter high and break his leg, God forbid 2 meters, and break his neck. This mod will stop that crap. Absolutely essential. The first one in line would be damage sliders for the next gen. Very simple mod. You min-max the damage output of Geralt and of all enemies in the game. It's simple as that. For example, if you play on a death march, you are not satisfied with enemies' damage and how they cannot one-shot Geralt, with this mod it can be done. If the previous mod doesn't work for you, this one is exactly the same, just looks slightly different. Fast and deadly combat next gen, again with the sliders, a bit more advanced mod than the previous one, so check out which one works for you the best. They do exactly the same thing. The final combat mod that I can recommend here, and probably the best one right now for the next gen, would be Witcher Combat Enhanced Next Gen Edition. What it does: enemies can dodge your attacks, they won't wait in groups to fight one-on-one with Geralt. Okay, you kill one, then the next one comes, they'll all go at the same time on you, so yeah, it makes the game more difficult. Okay, also, prices will be higher in shops, enemies won't taunt you anymore, they'll just go straight for your head. This changes the game drastically in terms of difficulty. A lot of more options are in this mod, you'll need to read about it, but basically this is the best combat mod right now, so early on in next gen. Now let's go to some bug fixes and utility mods. The first one in line would be Brothers in Arms, The Witcher 3 bug fix and restored content collection for the next gen. It fixes over 200 bugs, it restores some deleted content. For the fans of the genre, for those that are gonna play the game for the second, third, fourth time, it's a very good mod. The next one is straight utility, it saves a bit of time. Fast intro, no more intro when you enter the game, you can immediately go to the menu, okay? It skips the entire cutscene and press space to advance and so on. It saves time. And the final one would be low XP from some quest fix for the next gen. Basically, you know when you receive 8 experience and you did the quest for an entire hour, that won't happen anymore. You'll receive more XP. Be careful because you can break the balance of the game. The only way how is good to play with this, because you can get overpowered, is with enemies scaling with your level with one of the combat mods. Then it doesn't matter if you get overpowered, because enemies will follow in their level, so you won't break the game balance overall. Be careful when installing this one, you need combat mods. Straight to utility mods now. Witcher buff icons redone, next gen compatible. What it does, basically it turns stupid white icons into better looking icons like this. That's it, that's the mod. The game user interface looks better, more pleasant for the eye, call it how you like. The next one in line would be slots for the next gen, ultimate next gen slots. What it does, it gives additional slots in your skill tree, okay, but it can also break the balance of the game. It's only good with enemies level upscaling mods, okay, with combat mods, so you don't break the balance. The next one, utility mod, would be for Gwent and those that like to play Gwent. I don't like playing Gwent, but still it's worth mentioning. It's Gwent ++ revival for next gen. It slightly changes cards in Gwent, so basically you're gonna get a slightly new experience while playing Gwent in the next gen. And the last utility mod would be pin to teleport. What it does, you place a pin on a map and you teleport to a pin. Good if it's your third, fourth, fifth run, you wanna skip a lot of roaming around and just do quests. Okay, this one teleports you no matter where on the map. I would never recommend this mod for those that tend to play the game for the first time though. And for the final part, we're gonna go into graphics and performance optimization part. The first one in line would be DLSS 251 update for the next gen. Basically, the game will work slightly better when you tick DLSS performance in video settings. That's what it does. It boosts performance a bit. A more stable game with slightly better graphics, less system dependent. The next mod will be optimized ray tracing. Ray tracing is insane in this game, especially without DLSS. It takes a lot of your system resources. This mod will slightly reduce ray tracing requirements. Okay, so you can actually play with ray tracing and grab those 10 to 20 extra frames. It means a lot. It's a huge difference when you play on 20 frames or on 35 or 35 to 50, depends on your config of course, but this one can make a difference. The next in line would be better SSAO. For those that got used to play on this graphics setting in vanilla, now it's also available with a mod on a next gen. Boosts performance on SSAO. It's gonna work on some very old systems basically. It's the next gen working on old systems. That's what it does. Of course, there's huge graphic downgrade, but you can still play on next gen. The next in line would be White Orchard Lightning next gen. White Orchard has the best weather in the game. Best clouds, best sunsets, best sunrise. This mod will make weather in the entire game, in Velen, in Novigrad, in Skellige, everywhere you move. Basically, it will make the environment, okay, the weather, like in White Orchard. It's gonna make the game gorgeous, in other words. If you like that weather from White Orchard, this mod is a must, especially if Like, for example, I hate rain and storm in Witcher 3 when it happens. It's really depressing. With this mod, everything is gonna be amazing, like in White Orchard. The next one in line would be Darker Nights for the next gen. You can customize how dark your game will be during nighttime, okay? And it can be extremely dark. So if you love immersion, if you love reality, this mod will absolutely make drastic changes during night when you play the game. The next one in line would be Precam Mod Script Edition for next gen. You stop the game, you zoom out wherever you want to, you take screenshots, you look at the environment from the sky, from wherever the hell you like, okay? Pre-camera, that's what it does. Good for those that like taking screenshots for sure. You can enter a pre-cam mod and control the camera, no matter when and where. This mod, Geralt the Witcher 1 inspired 4K next gen compatible, will make Geralt look like the one from Witcher 1. Okay, like the original Witcher. This mod is for the fans of the genre, for those that loved Witcher 1, okay, and wanna change their second, third, fourth run a bit. And the last mod that I'm gonna recommend for this video would be Geralt Remastered in 4K. Geralt will look slightly better, more detail on his face, basically. That's what the mod does. Witcher 3 Next Gen, best settings for the game to work smooth, with and without ray tracing. Let's extract the maximum FPS that we can. Let's keep it short and straightforward. Let's go. Before we enter Witcher, I would highly recommend for everyone that's gonna play on ray tracing to get those extra 10 to 20 frames. It's a lot with ray tracing, okay? There's a huge difference between 30 and 50 frames with optimized ray tracing mod. Yes, it can save a lot of frames with minimal graphic downgrade. Now with that aside, let's check the settings in the game. This is how I keep my display settings. The very important thing if you want stable frames would be full screen. That would be the most important thing here. The rest depends on your monitor, on your config, and so on. But this is the only thing that can save everyone a few frames. Full screen. Now, before we start talking about low, medium, high, ultra, plus reset, ray tracing, custom preset, and ultra ray tracing preset, there is only one thing that's the most important here, and that saves like 100 frames. Okay, only one setting here. Everything else impacts the performance. 1 to 10 frames, let's say, all others. But this one over here, texture quality. Everything is about texture quality. Witcher has a lot of details, okay? The lower this is, the better the game works, no matter if it's ray tracing or without ray tracing. For the best settings available when you press to play on ray tracing ultra, the only proper way to see ray tracing is like this, okay? Anti-aliasing needs to be here. If you put it on this one or on DLSS or on this one, it won't look as well on ultra ray tracing like on FXAA. That's how it is without complicating things. If we put the game on DLSS, okay, now we speak about DLSS settings. It's a fake ray tracing. Basically, it's fake ray tracing. Game looks like 1% better than without ray tracing on ultra. So in other words, if you want performance, it's better to play game on high or on ultra settings with DLSS. If you want game to look pretty, you're gonna play on this one, no matter the settings, high or ultra. Have in mind that texture quality impacts absolutely every setting. After textures, it's of course shadows. They impact how the game looks. Shadows drastically changes the game look and textures. So now, what would be the advice here? For those that got graphic cards 30 NVIDIA and above, 30 and 40 series, they can easily play this game on ultra ray tracing. Mix of a high ultra ray tracing for like a 60-70 FPS on average. For those that are below, okay, like NVIDIA 10 series and 20 series, the only thing that can help is to reduce textures So you can play on Ultra too, just reduce textures on high or on medium and you're good to go. No matter on what you play, 40 series or 10 series or Radeon graphic cards, make sure to switch off blur and bloom. The game is uglier with blur and bloom, and it's more system demanding when they're on. You don't need blur and bloom, you do not drive a car, you play a Witcher. What can also drastically increase performance, and I'm talking now about cities, okay, about Novigrad, about Oxenfurt, where a lot of NPCs are. It would be number of background characters. Okay, this is the thing you wanna tune down while you're in the city. You can easily ramp it up on Ultra when you're out of the city. How do I recommend playing the game? I recommend playing the game on Ultra settings, okay? If you really want to play ray tracing and you have a graphic card for ray tracing, go with ray tracing or Ultra ray tracing, but conserve some frames with a mod I gave and reduce texture quality to high or medium, okay? Because basically ray tracing doesn't impact detail that much, it impacts lighting. And when there's a lot of detail in the game, and when you add up lighting on top of it all, enhance shadows and so on, that's what nukes the performance. So the perfect balance would be to reduce maybe background characters in the cities on Ultra ray tracing and textures on high. You're gonna save a lot of frames. Now you add a mod on top of it all for ray tracing optimization and you're good to go. That's basically it without complicating things. Okay, there is no need to go to the other settings at all. I said what impacts the game. The mods that I gave right now, as I said, are unique mods, graphic performance mods, some combat mods. That's about it. There are not that many mods for next gen, okay? And I extracted around 30 or so mods into videos. I hope it will work well on your next gen run. I'll be seeing you on the next one.
You flee, my dream come the morning. Your scent, berries tart, lilac sweet.